Hey everyone, Glenn Sanford here, founder and CEO of eXp Realty, and also the host of the Expansion Podcast, where we talk about personal and professional development here at eXp Realty. And today I'm excited to talk with Jen Sullivan from Des Moines, Iowa, I believe, three-time ICON agent with eXp. And we just did our top 50 individual agents at eXp, and Jen, I think you came in at number 9. Congratulations.
Thank you. I feel like it's a list I don't deserve to be on, but I'm flattered and thankful nonetheless. So,
and you don't run a team. You're a single agent, and I think what was your sales volume last year?
Well, is nearly 70 million is what I am through. It's a number that I probably never would have associated with my name when I got into real estate. So it's an exciting number for me, but it's not without everyone else. I mean, I don't have a team, but I do. I have an amazing builder who has really, and a business partner who has honestly paved the way for my success. So I attribute.
Now, when did you get into the real estate business?
Yep. I got into real estate in 2015. So I've just been in it about 8 years. I had no plans of ever going into real estate. Like probably a lot of agents, I feel like that's a very common theme, right? Nobody graduates from college and goes into real estate. At least they didn't back 20 years ago. I just didn't even know it was a possibility, quite honestly. And I had no idea what I wanted to do. So ending up in real estate, though, has been one of the biggest unexpected blessings of my life, truly. So
now you were maybe, what was your background prior to getting into real estate in 2015?
Yep. Well, when I graduated from college, I graduated with a double major and a minor in things. So I didn't know what I wanted to do. I had a business marketing degree and a psychology degree, and I had an art minor. So I had no clue. Little did I know then, 15 years ago, that the career I would end up in 15 years later would be the perfect mesh of all three of those interests of mine. But out of college, right? I mean, but not planned, obviously. Right out of college, I took a job with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. So they had a job fair, at my college. And I thought, well, okay, I was working at a golf course at the time and thought, well, I should probably get a real job. And so I did their training program. They have a phenomenal sales training program. So it was a great fit for me at the time. Really long hours and terrible pay, but wonderful training ground for sales and people management. So I was with them about 3 years, worked my way up into management there. And then I left that job to go work for Nationwide Insurance when I relocated to the Des Moines area from the eastern side of the state. So, yeah, I mean, I worked in insurance for 6 years in management and then stayed home with my 3 babies until they were ready to go to school. So I had about an 8.5-year break there before getting my real estate license. So, yeah.
And they're all, well, is today a school day? It's nice.
It is not a school day, which has been incredibly challenging. So it's been I've been wearing about every hat you could imagine today. I have a 15, 13, and an 11-year-old. So we've been running all over the place.
Okay. Well, thanks for making the time on what's probably a busier than normal day of trying to organize chaos.
That's okay.
Now you worked at Enterprise. Enterprise has come up in a lot of the stuff that I study in terms of well-run, well-organized companies. They're super customer-centric. What did you learn from Enterprise that you've been able to sort of translate to your real estate career?
It's funny you asked that question because I don't think a week goes by that I don't use something that I learned during those 3 years at that first job I took out of college. I think books that I've read since then all kind of support that and kind of have formed the way I like to do my real estate business. But giving people more than they expect was something that was really a focal point when I went through the training program there. And when I then worked they do a lot with giving a lot more responsibility, right? At an earlier, probably age, or based on the lack of experience most of the people that come into that business have, but they really take you and form you. So they utilize that, right? And what I learned through that was that people in that customer service industry, people are shocked to be treated better than they expect, right? So when they walk into an enterprise branch and they see everybody dressed to the nines and ready to serve them on their just regular business day, where they're coming in to pick up a car, or they're coming in even to complain about something, an experience or something that they had, they taught us how to manage those situations and to come out on the side of positivity with those clients, right? Not to shy away from any sort of conversation like that, which is really important in the job I do today, because I think most people, customer service has kind of taken a dive in our world, I feel like, overall. So to be able to give people more than they expect with whatever situation they're facing, and in the world we live in, right? Purchasing a home is so personal. And so for people to have an experience that leaves them surprised and positive it's really important. And it's the core of my business, honestly.
Okay. And now, have you figured out a way to make those, we'll call them intangibles, tangible for people who are looking for an agent to work with? How have you sort of created a wow experience for? I mean, you've got this large builder, which has been obviously helpful in your career, but I'm sure that didn't come by accident.
Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't come by accident, I don't think either. I think surrounding yourself with people who fill in the gaps for what you don't possess is really important. And I think that I have sought that out, to surround myself with people who offset and fill in where my strengths lack. Right. So even though I don't have an official team, we have an unincorporated team with our builder that is so important to the success of the builder and of each of us as realtors and administrative support every single year. So in terms of being repeatable, I always say that your knowledge of the inventory or the industry is important, right? So we have to be able to bring that to the table when we are helping people, but also then good communication. And it sounds so simple, but oftentimes today, and especially when you're managing a big workload, communication can fall by the wayside. And that in turn, leaves a negative impact, would make somebody feel unheard or unwelcome or not important, right? Which is the opposite of what we want to convey. So I say communication and knowledge of your industry or your inventory in your local market, my two big things.
So just stats wise, 186 sides in 2022. That's about a side every single second or every 2 days.
Yeah.
How did and you're now, do you have a team? Do you have a staff? Do you have any?
You know what? So me personally, when we my business partner and I approached this builder in 2019, the beginning of 2019, we were looking for a builder partner because we had just the previous builder we were working for was just bought out by D.R. Horton, and they were just a great little local mom and pop builder brokerage partnership that I started with in the business. And that's how I learned real estate. Right. But when D.R. Horton came in and purchased that company, which was a huge success for the builder. Right. But in terms of the real estate side, we were like, well, we just lost 70 listings in one day. This is not what we wanted. Right. For us personally. So we had to make a decision, right, and what to do. And so that's when we came to EXP. we came as an office. We kept I was not the broker at the time, but the broker and I sought out our new builder, right? We did keep a good handful of agents in that transition, and said, well, you know what, we're going to do this again. He did it really well last time with the previous builder, and he knew what he could repeat and what was repeatable with the next one. And we had to find a brokerage that we wanted to land with, and had lots of opportunities to meet with lots of different leaders in the industry at that time here locally. And then EXP was a natural choice for us. And then through that, we partnered with Destiny Homes, which is our current builder. So since we came on, Heath Moulton and I came on, they have over doubled their business, their sales per year. So we've grown really, really fast with them. It's a great builder partner. I don't think we could ask for better. So
Awesome. So how, like when you think about agents that are looking to follow in your footsteps to represent builders or a single builder, it sounds like that may be the case here. What are some tips or ideas that you would have for somebody trying to break into that business? Like, what would be the most natural career path to ultimately be have an opportunity to work with a client like that?
I wish I had perfect methodology, right? And I wish I had it down to a science, but I do think it's really important to acknowledge being in the right place at the right time as well. So I think that, along with a lot of hard work, is what landed us where we are today. But I think a builder, when they're looking for a sales team or a realtor partner, is looking for somebody to help them enhance their business, right? We want to bring value. We want to bring value to them. We want to make selling their homes easier. So they can focus on being the builder, and we can keep bringing the buyer, right? So if we can take a load off of processes wise, we brought a lot to the table in terms of process for the builder. I think in how that plays out in their daily, whether it's, from a BTO, like a built to order perspective, or selling a spec house, those are different processes, but to have something that is streamlined and everybody knows what to expect so that the wheel runs effortlessly, I think is really important. And then so it's scalable for him, right? So he can continue, or she can continue to build more homes, right? With the same, or hopefully a more efficient method, right? So that's, I would say putting yourself in the path of those builders, giving them exposure to what you bring to the table to see if you're a good fit. Because I don't think every agent is a perfect fit for every builder either. So,
right. Now, are you doing? Do you have an on-site office? Is that part of the appeal?
The builder does. We do not. We do not have an office. We have the builder has an office out on the west side of our metro area that we utilize, but and we meet clients out there, etc. A lot, right? But most of our work is done in open houses and out in our neighborhoods. So we need right. That's how I was trained to convert open house leads on Sundays. So I became really efficient and effective at it. And it's an exciting way to learn the business. I mean, I loved it, but then taking those buyers and the agents that you meet that are out with their buyers, right? And being able to bring them to the builder and educate them and take them through the process and have it be enjoyable and fun and exciting, because this is a big personal decision that they're making. So,
right now, do you you've got it sounds like maybe a funnel of potential people coming from the builder relationship, obviously helping the builder close those transactions. How do you organize all of that information? I assume you have a CRM and that there's one that you have that is your go-to to organize all that.
Yeah, we use KV Core. We do. Right now, we're in the middle of a website redesign, so we will have a new CRM attached to the back end of that as well. So right now, with KV Core being what we've utilized and will continue to utilize for different reasons because it has different strengths. But I really think probably the best CRM for an agent, this is what I tell my agents, is one they'll use, right? I mean,
Right.
That's the best one. So I think there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of them. I think KV Core does a fantastic job. So I've been thrilled with it. I utilize it still. I have a part-time marketing assistant. I mean, all of my contacts are set up on a regular communication schedule. And so it's extremely helpful. But from a builder perspective and a truly a independent agent perspective, there's crossover there. And so we're hoping though with a CRM on the back end of the website, we'll be able to kind of organize that a little bit better. So.
Okay. So yet to be seen what that specific CRM is.
Yet to be seen. But we're in the middle of it right now. Yeah, I just had a big meeting last Thursday for it, so working on it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So one last question before we break here today.
Yeah.
You know, for an aspiring agent looking to become successful in real estate, you know, you've been in the business a fairly short period of time, so you've probably got, you know, maybe better advice than some that maybe been in 20 plus years. But what would be advice to a new to real estate agent to grow their business?
Well, I will say this. My first 6 months in the business, I had one sale. So it took me a hot minute to kind of figure out who I was in real estate, right? And I think I think I would say this, and what I tell anybody that I talk to about getting into the business, which I'm thankful I get to have a lot of those conversations, is that you don't need to be anybody else, because that'll fade, right? So people work with people that they like, and authentic people are easy to like. So if you can be authentically you and know your strengths, know yourself well enough to know your strengths, and then to build on those, you will be successful in real estate. You just really will. You'll be successful in whatever path you choose in life. But if you know your strengths and you're working to build on those, and you're working to be the best version of yourself, I think truly it's means more than any CRM or any sort of, I mean, I've gone through all of the real estate classes, right? All of the self-help, everything, you know, have your morning routine, have your, you know, do X, Y, and Z, you know, the first however many hours of the day. And I think that's all important. But if you lose yourself in that and you lose who you are and what drives you, then the rest doesn't really matter. So if you can keep that, like those God-given gifts and abilities that you can expand on, and then follow a lot of really good teaching, because there's a lot of great coaches out there. Pick what matches, you know, pick what feels natural and normal to you, and the rest follows.
Awesome. Well, hey, Jen, thank you for jumping on the podcast here. I know a bunch of people are going to get a lot of value of you know, hearing your background, and then also how you've you know, built a phenomenal business in a fairly short period of time. What ways can people get in touch with you? What would be the best way to reach out?
You know, I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Jen Sullivan Real Estate. And so they can reach out to me that way. My phone number is 515-689-6792. I'm happy to take a text or a call anytime.
Awesome. Well, good stuff. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Jen. And hope everybody's enjoyed this episode. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Glenn. Thanks for having me.